Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix both of those things together. Hey, you guys know what would probably the best thing possible for the last video of 2024 that we're going to put out? Yeah, the far left, the Young Turks, dogpiling on Biden and bashing him, calling him delusional because he thinks and all the aides think that they could have beat Trump. Oh man, this video we're about to do is going to make you guys smile from ear to ear. I almost guarantee it. Straight up Men's Warehouse style. Now, of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you are enjoying this freedom being spread from border to border and coast to coast. And thank you in advance for doing that. And guys, one of the things that you need to look into going into the future of 2025, make sure you're well trained. Make sure you have all the awareness and the intelligence for what we need to conquer in 2025. USCCA is putting out free training all around your local states. It's local to you. It's free. Check out this video, and then we're going to hit it. There's a link in the description box below. Investing in your own safety and confidence is always a smart move. So if you're a protector, parent, or concerned citizen looking to level up your skills for what our crazy world might bring next, check this out. USCCA is giving you free resources and training to support your 2A. They just launched a new site where you can easily sign up for over 1,600 courses happening in person nationwide. And get this, they're all 100% free through the end of the year. This is hands down the best way to gain real world self-defense knowledge from experienced instructors right in your own community. In fact, from creating a solid home protection plan to understanding the ins and outs of use of force laws, these expert-led classes will give you the tools and confidence to stay safe in any situation. Pop over to the link in the description and find a course near you and take advantage of this incredible chance to train with the best of the best. Trust me, this is the real deal, so don't wait. Head to uscca.com/class now and sign up for a free course. As you can see, they are available for you right now and are showing you local options as well. All right, you guys are about to have a treat. When I say dogpiling on Biden, I don't think it fully covers it. Throwing him under the bus, putting it a little lightly. This is about to be amazing. Timestamps, links, everything right down there. Let's get it because the left is eating itself, and I am here for it because that's where the gun controllers live. All right, let's go over to Anna Kasparian at the Young Turks. Listen to this. They're not pulling punches anymore. This is phenomenally fun to watch.
Incredibly, President Joe Biden still thinks he would have beaten Donald Trump had he stayed in the presidential race.
Not sure.
And that's according to new reporting from the Washington Post, which spoke to more than 24 people who are close to the president. So here's what they say. Biden and some of his aides still believe he should have stayed in the race despite the rocky debate performance and low poll numbers that prompted Democrats to pressure him to drop out. Biden and these aides have told people in recent days that he could have defeated Trump, according to people familiar with their comments.
Yes.
Aides say the president has been careful not to place blame on Harris or her campaign. So let me just be very clear and blunt. There is absolutely no indication, no evidence, nothing to indicate that Joe Biden would have beaten Donald Trump. On the contrary, there is a mountain of evidence indicating that he would have lost to Trump. In fact, some of the people close to Biden have since come out publicly to admit that their internal polling was even worse than the public polling that we all saw for ourselves. So how can someone be this delusional? I don't understand. And I'm going to show you some of that evidence in just a moment. But Jake,
how could anyone be this delusional? I don't understand. Really? You don't understand? The gun rights guy over here on the internet was saying this exact same thing for 2 years. If you guys have been watching, you know, we covered all the polling, we covered all of the movements, we covered all of the individual assessments of what's going on in the political race from both Senate, House, and presidential, because it has so much to do with where we are going to go into in 2025 for our gun rights and our freedoms overall. But you're wondering how you're delusional? You should just subscribe to this channel, boo. We could have helped you on that. These people are high on their own supply, not Anna, talking about Biden and his aides. They honestly think that Biden was going to beat Trump when his polling was abysmal before Kamala Harris took the reins and they pushed him down the stairs. Holy wow. All right, so the next one we're going to jump right to, and I love the language that she uses. She doesn't hold any punches, and I think it's hilarious. Jink kind of bores me on this one, so it's going to stick on Anna. But Now we're going to 245. Listen to this one. Again, she's just going straight for the jugular, and I'm kind of here for it.
What's also a common issue that you find with not just leaders in the United States, but world leaders, is once they surround themselves with yes men, and in this case, this piece is not just about what Biden believed, it's what Biden and his aides believe. I mean, it's hard to imagine that people who don't have cognitive decline like Biden would delude themselves into thinking that he had a shot in beating Donald Trump in the election. But his aides allegedly are saying, yeah, he could have totally beat Trump. Like, he shouldn't have dropped out of the race. That is the regret. I mean, imagine at this point in the game, not confessing, not taking some ownership of the terrible decision to run for a second term.
This is important.
Or the terrible decision to stay in the race for as long as Biden did. No, there's no humility here. There's no self-reflection. It's just doubling down on the exact thing that Biden did wrong. It's amazing. But I think it's because he has people surrounding him that were nodding their heads and saying, yeah, totally, you're doing great. You could have beaten Trump.
This is a really important piece. Again, guys, this is broader. The reason that we focus on these things is because yeah, it's funny to watch the left eat itself. On the other side of the spectrum, this is pointing to where they're going on the left. They're not going down self-reflection. They're not going down humility. They're not going down the ownership of losing. They're going down the it's your fault you didn't hear us right. The arrogance is what's going to continue to come. That's why you just saw Pelosi and Jerry Connolly, all the old guard of the Democrat Party, kick AOC to the curb, which made progressives all pissed. You're watching it continue to happen. In 2028, when we come around again on another cycle, and in 2026, when we're talking about the House cycle, you're going to see this exact same thing. The exact same things. They are not adjusting, and that's why it's important, because that's going to gain even more seats for the not crazy, which is going to put us in a stronger position to take more rights back, of which they have taken from us. That's why we cover this, and it's so important. All right, now let's go to 415, because it's about to get insane on this clip. I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments on this one. Listen to this.
Proves that.
So let's talk a little bit about the evidence indicating that Biden really had no shot. Okay, so polls predicted that he was going to lose and that he was going to lose badly. And in fact, you're looking at some evidence of that right now. So the New York Times poll on the day he dropped out had Biden losing by 3 points nationally and getting wrecked in the battleground states as well. So obviously you need to win the battleground states, but more importantly, if you're a Democrat, because of how the Electoral College is set up, and this is something Cenk has repeated many, many times, you need to win on a national level by 5 points. So to see Biden losing by 3 points nationally, not a good sign, a clear indication he was going to lose.
And real quick, Anna, those polls were off. Remember, they had Kamala Harris winning, and she lost the popular vote.
Exactly.
So he wasn't really down 3, he was down more than that.
Even more than that, exactly. These polls tended to overestimate the performance of the Democrat and underestimate the performance of Donald Trump. So some polls.
Just gonna pause it really quickly. We talked about that exact same thing for 3 months, day in and day out on this channel. Let me know in the comments if you remember those conversations and those videos. The Democrats have to win by 5 points nationally because the population centers are heavier in blue states. They get the same electoral college votes, but that's how it translates out. We talked about that. We also talked about how the polling was underestimating every single Democrat across the board. We talked about it. And now, all of a sudden, here comes, guys, we knew the whole time. Obviously, he was in deeper trouble because, anyway, let's keep going.
Were actually even worse than that. So let's take a look at this. So a New York Times Siena College poll found Trump was ahead of Biden by 6 percentage points among likely voters and 8 points ahead among registered voters. So some of Biden's closest allies acknowledge now that he was not the best candidate to run against Donald Trump for the 2024 presidential race, but that's just because his style of governing did not always mesh with today's politics. Things are a little bit different, like stylistically these days. Like that's what they're thinking.
All right, so the reason that I wanted to incorporate this and then the bombshells on the next one, they are not reflecting on the left about their policy decisions. They're saying it was Biden's style. He came across as old. He didn't come across like AOC. The problem is not the policies. The problem is the presentation. Guys, You are literally watching in real time the Democrats commit national suicide. They are 100% doubling, tripling, quadrupling down with what they believe in their own personal beliefs, not in what just happened. They just lost the popular vote. They just lost the Electoral College, and they lost the House and the Senate. Nope, nothing wrong with them. It was you and how you perceive their messaging. Guys, we are about to take so much more advantage because they are not learning from getting smoked right in the face. All right, now let's go back to this last piece right here. Something just for you guys. You are going to love this one because what Biden is telling aides,
wishes that he had not made. In private, Biden has said he should have picked someone other than Merrick Garland as Attorney General, complaining about the Justice Department's slowness under Garland in prosecuting Trump and its aggressiveness in prosecuting Biden's son Hunter, according to people familiar with his comments. Look, I agree in regard to the criticism of Merrick Garland, the slowness in bringing the charges. If you're going to charge Trump, then why are you going to wait until you get super close to the election? And you know there's going to be delays in the cases. And if he wins, well, those cases go away for the most part. And that's exactly what happened. There was also plenty of blame for Biden to spread around. He has also mused on changes in the media, arguing that he did not get enough credit for his accomplishments, especially on the economy, which inflation was crushing people. And then later, the high interest rates were crushing people. It's hard to make a case that Biden succeeded in bettering the economy when people were unable to afford the basics. And he did nothing about the housing market. I mean, the housing crisis is worse than ever before. And in fact, HUD, which is the, Department of Housing and Urban Development under Biden, just put out a report showing that between January of 2023 and January of 2024, homelessness increased by 18.1%. That is the highest recorded increase in homelessness that HUD has ever recorded.
But the media just didn't talk about his amazing wins. Inflation was through the roof. Cost of living was through the roof. Housing through the roof. Interest rates through the roof, and an 18% increase on homelessness, the largest on record ever recorded by the Housing and Urban Development Bureau. And that is what the media did it wrong. Guys, the reason that I'm showing you this stuff and the reason that we focus on it is because all of these things translate directly in how they approach the 2A rights fight. Everything that you're seeing over here, which causes them to lose elections and give the mandate to the other side, in this case the Republican, which gives us an opportunity to push gun rights forward, it's all tied together. You are watching Anna Kasparian and the Young Turks eviscerate Biden. They're living in a world of delusion because they have a geriocracy that is not going away. The old guard refuses to leave, and it's going to continue to give us more and more and more wins. It's our time to push the pedal to the metal and grind. And that's what I've got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Have an amazing new year, and I will see you guys in 2025. Braden?